So I think I want to bring up something that we brought up in Minds, and I want to kind of like talk about it because it's been the recent update of groups. So we had a Minds panel show, and what we do is like we kind of record it and then we remix it or edit it, and then we broadcast it. So we've been messing around with live streaming, but we haven't really been doing live streaming yet. We're gonna get there. I think pretty soon we'll probably, like right now we're live streaming this, but our more kind of like backdoor meetings and kind of brainstorming. We'll get there eventually. But so we were having this discussion, and it was before the groups started, and it was with Jaffe, me, and Gus Spiders, and Corey was there as well. And we were talking about, man, we wish we could do everything on Minds. We were in a period. It's like we wish, we could use Minds more to develop the Minds panel show. And then we're like, oh, if we just had groups functioning a little bit better, it would be better. So we kind of had like this discussion and this and that. And then, bam, the next day, the update for groups happened. And so far, we are using our group to develop our shows. Like we go in there and said, hey, we have this idea for this show. And then it's been working pretty good. I like so far the update. You want to kind of go into the update a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's by no means perfect yet, but it is a huge update from what it was. So now we have invitations working, which is the biggest thing. I think that was holding it up before. It was really hard to invite people to groups, so now you can just auto tag anybody. You can toggle notifications, so now you get notifications when anything's posted in the group, and you can mute those notifications if they're bothering you. Let's see, just sort of better UI, and the launcher is a little bit cleaner. There's a couple. There's still, I think there's something going on with the closed groups not being, like, with the approving requests for closed groups aren't quite working, but we'll get that fixed this week.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, we're going to keep going. I think the most important next step in groups is the Sockets integration, which essentially makes all the comments and notifications appear live, so you don't need to refresh.
Okay.
So that we're going to be applying that is all over the site, because I think refresh, especially chat. What we're doing right now is a huge revamp of chat, so that you see a list of people who are online. In a little tab, much more similar to the interface of GChat and Facebook chat.
Okay.
So I think people have definitely been eager for that, because our chat the web chat at least has been lagging behind. So, and that'll obviously be updating live. And let's see. Then there is potential further in the future to do stuff like video chat in groups, and potentially integrating live streaming sometime in the future also. That utilizes the WebRTC technology. And yeah, I mean, trust me, we want to be able to do everything on Minds too that we would want in order to facilitate group collaboration. So the roadmap right now is to do the huge upgrade on chat, the final upgrades on groups, and then I think I saw something on your list about subdomains, which will be coming out this year.
Okay.
And yeah, this summer we're going to be releasing the whole back-end engine. So when that happens, that means that people are going to be able to, in a much more serious way, start building their own integrations with Minds with whatever. So if somebody wants to, if a programmer out there is excited and wants to build a live streaming feature, then they can do it, and they can request to merge their code with Minds, and then it's going to have to go through the peer review process, but that's obviously going to completely change the community's ability to supercharge the speed of development.
Yeah, I'm so glad you kind of like touched on basically my next couple of questions, and I think I kind of want to touch on it a little bit more. So like that was kind of Broussard's question, was like, when is the code gonna, the back end of the code gonna be available? And we also too, we started this new kind of feature, or this new mini episodes that we're developing, and they're called Mind Panel Ideas. And so there we have, when we have our discussions, just little ideas that maybe we work on, or maybe we broadcast and see what people are interested in. And some of the ideas are about like filters. For instance, one of the ideas was about how can we better archive post, because if you post a lot, like for instance, if I wrote a poem last week and I post pretty frequently, that poem gets buried in my feed, so it's really hard to kind of like access that poem from last week. And so we're talking about possibly developing a filter or something where we could kind of like scroll back a month, or scroll, have like
that's huge. I mean, I completely agree with you. I run into the same issue. So yeah, I think that being able to go back in time in the leaps would be really, really useful. Also, search, generally speaking, we're going to be doing a lot of work on, just to so that we can see, you can have suggestion. So when you start typing in search, it shows you, sort of predicts what you might want to be finding. And also just applying search to different aspects of the site, like, so you could search your own channel, or you could search groups. We just added groups to search, so if you search now, and then there's a groups filter in search. And the other thing that we added to search was tags. So that's really important to use if you make a group. Definitely apply the tags, and it'll help people find you more. Also, I want to feature more groups, so it would be really helpful if people could either tag me or show, and just let me know. I mean, because I think that there's probably a lot of groups that I'm not in, that I don't know about, that I do want to feature, because our feature page needs some new life. Yeah.
Okay. We'll definitely get that out there, and I'll make sure that you're aware of the Minds Panel group. And then I have some of my own like personal groups that maybe I want to resurrect, because now that the groups are working a little bit better. Also, too, another idea that, and going on the group topic, is Broussard came up with this kind of idea. Me and him were talking back and forth, and we actually had a little meeting / show on the day that the groups got updated. And so what he was saying is that basically what you were saying about featuring, but maybe that we could remind / maybe even boost group, like for
boost
instance,
groups. Totally. Yeah, we've already.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are.
Yeah, we're already talking about doing that. You can right now. What you can do is paste the link of your group in a status post and then boost that.
Yeah.
So that is, but yeah, I mean, I think a direct group boost,
Yeah,
so that there's
something similar to like the channel, right?
Yeah, the
like,
channel. So the join button is right there in the sidebar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be a good one. So I guess to wrap up this interview a little bit, and then I think we're going to go into Aperion after this. And then maybe I'll talk about a little bit about Minds Panel. But the last kind of question I kind of wanted to tell you is that maybe for everybody out there, because I know there's a little like confusion, or this is always kind of a topic that comes up, is that can you clarify the process of being featured and accepting boost?
Being featured? Oh, like as a featured channel?
Or featured content, like how the pictures get featured, or videos get featured, and how boosts get accepted.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just a couple of us just scouring the site to see to find the best stuff. But I mean, ultimately I think that the direction that we're going to move more to is more in the trending direction, away from the featuring direction, because the trending, that is the most representative filter of the community, and I think that would be inherently what people want to see the most. If you have stuff that you really want features, yeah, just tag me and try to hunt us down, and we'll try to get it up there. And in terms of Boost, we're gonna release full terms for Boost, but basically the situation is that we can't boost anything that could potentially get us kicked out of the app stores. So, but like generally speaking on the site, the policy, then it can be on the site. If it's legal in the US, it can be on the site. I think that that's an important ground rule, because it's about as open to freedom of speech as you can possibly get. There's a lot of stuff that is legal that is absolutely insane, and that some people would consider totally gross and blah 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 blah. But really, it's important to step outside what we think, what we personally like, and even if we disagree with it, allowing it to exist in the environment, because as long as it's not causing harm to other people and being illegal, then it's important that stays there. In terms of Boost, I mean, we have not really had many complaints at all. The only stuff we've rejected from Boost is like we can't do nudity in the Boost. I could care less about nudity personally, and I think we like to push the line in terms of art and nudity. But obviously, crazy violence we can't put through the Boost queue. And I think that the Boost in everybody's feed is definitely super crucial, because that is that's what propels everything. If the Boost wasn't in everybody's feed, then the impressions and the views would not be burning nearly as quickly. So it's sort of this. There have been some conversations that people have said, well, can I opt out of the Boost entirely, which would mean that I wouldn't earn any points, I couldn't use points, but then I don't have to see the Boost. And I think that that's an interesting idea, because I do think that people should be able to, only see what they want to see. And if you don't want to participate in the Boost system, then, maybe you should be able to not have them. But, I find the Boost totally rewarding in terms of discovery. Like, I'm a lot of the best stuff I see every day is a boosted post.
Yeah.
Is that clear enough?
Yeah, that's clear for me. But actually, when I was talking to Tech Lords yesterday, and he kind of mentioned about maybe, and this is something I guess maybe you even are aware of this, is that he's been kind of pushing. It's kind of going, maybe having two feeds, one main feed and one Boost feed. And it said that before, when he first got on Minds, it was kind of like that. You had like the featured content or whatever in your feed, and you had the main feed. So you kind of had like two different feeds.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if you're aware of that one.
Yeah, I definitely remember that in like the old version.
Yeah.
I think that keeping Boosts in the main feed is somewhat important, because you don't know if people are necessarily going to check the pure Boost feed. I think it could be cool to just have a pure Boost feed.
Yeah.
If you want to just browse through Boost. I also think it would be great to have a filter for the most voted and most trending content, so that you could, on the top of your feed, maybe you have like your main feed, you have a boosted feed, and then you have like a trending feed.
Yeah. We were also
Yeah.
talking about like the ones that have like the most comments or like a dialogue, like which ones is the most like talked about feed. You know, like a filter for that to see like
Yeah,
where's the
most comments.
Yeah, where's the conversation happening like right now? Because a lot of people like that, and we kind of mentioned that in one of our first episodes, and it was kind of Boussard's thing, and it was called comment culture, and how do we get back to kind of, he said when we first started on Minds, we had like this really energy of people like talking back and forth and having these debates and having great conversations, and then somewhere along the way, it's been a little bit more passive, but I think it's kind of we have this new energy on Minds, and I think maybe it's also too because I'm being more aware of starting dialogues as well, and then I'm kind of like more out there recruiting for the Minds panel shows, so maybe my perception of that is a little skewed. But
well, I think the new comments definitely helped. I think people have been pretty excited about that with the embeds and attachments and voting.
And then sharing links on there is really awesome too, because then now you have like a little image that goes along with it or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it makes it a much more rich experience. And you know, there's the timeless debate about whether or not comments should be merged, and we've decided against doing that because first of all, it's very technically messy to be doing that, and it's intensive process. But what we are going to do, which I don't know why we haven't done this yet, is make the link or make the date of on each post a link to the source, so that if you see a reminded post and you want to comment on the original, then you can just either click that date, or maybe we'll do something even more obvious that says, hey, do you want to comment on this version of the post or the original? And that could help propel conversation more too.
Yeah, because sometimes I remember too that we had this little small issue with one of my friends. Every time I would like remind her stuff, because I have a little bit a bigger network than her, so I would get more comments or likes, and then she'd be like, "Why aren't they commenting on my stuff?" And
right.
Like, they are. And then like I tag her into my conversation, like they're like, "Here, this is her stuff."
Right. You're like, hey, don't, you know, I just helped you get a lot of votes on that post, so you know, yeah. But
Corey?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.